Welcome aboard the MSC Seashore. It's Ryan from Everest Travels, and today we're going to go on a full ship cruise from the tippity top down to the very bottom of the seashore, so you can get a look, a feel, and an understanding what the vibe is like when you're on board. We're going to start at the top on deck 20. Up here, the main thing is the sports courts, but you can also have a great view of the main screen, the main party, the main pool area that I'm sure you'll be spending a lot of time at. We're going to walk this way. Over here is the Pirates Cove Aquaventure Park, which we'll have a closer look at a little bit later on. This is going to be a highlight of the ship. If you're a water slide lover, look at that. You got a little window there for you to slide out of. And this pirate looks like it's being overtaken by a giant octopus. There's nothing over there, so I guess the only way over to the other side is through. The holes aren't big enough for a phone to fall through. Whoa, okay. It's actually a little nerve-wracking. Maybe I should not have done this. I told you it was going to be a full ship tour, so that's what you're getting. There's some stairs right next to the sports court. And as far as I'm aware, this is the only way to access this rope course up top here and the sports area. So when we get down here, we can walk back over to where this giant water slide is. Down there is an exclusive area called the Top 19 Lounge and Solarium. If you want a nice exclusive area to unwind and relax, it might be worth the upgrade, so you can check out the Top 19 Solarium. We're going to turn around and go a little further. We're now on deck 19. Some places to sunbathe. We'll get a look at this view over here. Got another bar area over here. The Horizon Bar. Where we find the Long Island Bar. And here's a better look at the main pool area. We're just getting set for embarkation, and things are still getting set up. People are still boarding, so it's pretty empty at this point in time. This is later in the cruise where the popular white party will be held. This place will be filled with a bunch of people wearing white. It's going to be a blast. You're going to love it if you haven't experienced an MSC white party yet. Here's a better look at Pirates Cove Aquaventure Park. If you are traveling with kids, this is a great boat to sail on, because we're going to go check out another place here on deck 18, and that is the Hall of Games. Just look at all this stuff. I know if I was a kid, I'd be in here probably for the whole cruise, playing some air hockey. A little further down, there's a virtual F1 simulator and a rafting boat simulator. It looks so cool. Here it is. Like, what are you even doing that? It is an additional charge to use these, so if you do want to use them, make sure that you bring your credit card with you. If the MSC Seashore looks like the ship for you and your family's next vacation, you can browse and check out all the current itineraries on Plannin'. If you haven't heard of Plannin' yet, it's a newer cruise booking site that makes it super easy to find and book your dream vacation. Whether it's with MSC or another top cruise line sailing to incredible ports around the world. The best part? Their prices are super competitive, there's no hidden fees, flexible payment options, and you can even hold today's price for free on most sailings while you decide. And if you need a place to stay before your cruise, Plannin' can also hook you up with up to 40% off at over 2 million hotels just for signing up with a free account. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description below to sign up for a free Plannin' account to browse cruises and unlock exclusive member discounts. We're over here is Do Re Mi Land, where you can register your children to go in here. They have clubs from 0 all the way up to teenagers, They can stop by here. You can go to a show. You can go to a nice fancy dinner. You can do whatever you'd like. You can even just go and swim in this pool here while your kids are playing in the kids club. Some more fun activities here. You got foosball, ping pong. That brings us to the elevator system. And there's nowhere else to go on floor 18, so let's make our way down to floor 16, the next available floor. First part of floor 16 you're going to find is the Jungle Pool Lounge. This is my favorite part of the ship. I've been on a couple of MSC ships, and the Jungle Lounge is always one of the coolest things. Got this little monkey man here. Got a couple of hot tubs on either side of the jungle pool. The theming is great. There's a little jungle pool bar over here that you can stop by, grab a drink before hopping in the pool. But if you're hungry, if you need something in your tummy because it's rumbling, you go through here. Marketplace buffet restaurant that you find on the ship, with a place to wash your hands at the very start. Tea and coffee and juice station over here. The further down we go, the closer we get to the food. Of course, with this being the buffet, it can be one of the most packed places on the boat, especially on embarkation day. Like I said, it's quite busy, but lots of options, including the famous MSC pizza. Hamburgers, hot dogs, some salad. Look at that giant hamburger. There is also a section dedicated just for the kids over there, but we're going to keep walking this way. Another station for some drinks, coffee, tea, juice. Followed by more food. There's different selections in different areas, and it does rotate daily. It changes out for breakfast, dinner, and lunch. And then we can escape back outside where it's a little cooler, a little calmer. And this will bring us to the Bridge of Sighs on deck 16, where it's a see-through glass bottom walkway. I don't think I'm brave enough to do it. I'm going to do it. Oh. Then your reward for crossing the Bridge of Sighs is another bar. Grab a Coke, grab a beer, grab a cocktail, or you can even eat out here if you like to. And that's a look at the top decks here. The decks below here are mostly staterooms, so we're not going to go floor to floor on those. But we'll meet you back down lower on the ship where we'll continue exploring it. See you in a second. Now we're on deck 8. A lot lower down from deck 16 in the aft of the ship, where there's an infinity pool and an adults only swimming section with a couple of bars. So let's start here and make our way back across the ship and check out the other floors. So a bar on that side, and then a place to grab some food over there. There is also this see-through mirror panoramic view that's very nice to take, especially out when you're out at sea. There's only 2 elevators on that side though, so you might be waiting just a little bit longer to get those ones. The elevator wait times here, it's a bit different because you have to actually pick the floor and then it assigns you an elevator and you have to wait. We were waiting 8 minutes before an elevator arrived before we finally just decided to walk up and down the stairs. So we're going to make our way over here where we can see a lot more restaurants. The Ocean Cay restaurant. Nice and fancy, very elegant. A little further down, we get to this cool little restaurant where you sit down and it's a conveyor belt and it brings you these little plates of sushi around and you just choose which ones you want and you leave the ones that you don't want. potato teppanyaki, a cocktail bar, wine cellar, and butcher's block. So a lot of your additional value, the ones you have to pay for, restaurant areas, are found over here on deck 8. Your hibachi stations, dinner and a show. If you enjoy the finer things in life, you might enjoy the wine cellar. The final restaurant to check out is the Butcher's Cut. Now this is very fancy. This is the steakhouse on board. If I was to choose one spot that I would want to eat well on the ship, it would have to be the Butcher's Block. This place, it's got the coolest atmosphere, and of course, they serve steak. And who doesn't love a good cut of steak? Alright, we're back outside. And this will bring us to the Infinity Bridge, where it's kind of like the Bridge of Sighs, except it's not as far of a fall down into the water as it would be from all the way up on deck 16. Inside there's some more bars and restaurants. We'll circle back to that in a second. But for now, we'll enjoy the bridge. Hola Tacos and Cantinas in here, the MSC shop. So here's the taco area. Next to another bar. And then we find our way back out to the main atrium. The ship is really starting to fill up. Over here is a place that you can buy a picture of the inside of your eye, your iris, if that interests you. Then we have the MSC shop. I've always wanted to buy one of these boats, like a replica of the boats that you sail on, but at $65.50, I don't know if it's worth it when you can buy an inflatable one for half the price. If you're booking an excursion or if you have any questions, you can come to this area again on deck 8. And then if you're feeling fancy and want to buy some jewelry, this shop opens up once you get to sea. We're in an area now called Liberty Plaza. Some more shops, a cafe section in here. And we have the sports bar across the way, which doubles. Got a couple places to play right here while ordering your drinks and watching the game. Best seats in the house. Let's continue the tour. Down from deck 8 to deck 7. The first thing that we'll find is off to the side is the entrance to the theater. Very good size. I think tonight there's a Divas show. They have a couple of different productions that happen. Sometimes they have comedians, sometimes they have magicians. But it's always a good time later at night in the theater. From there on deck 7, we're going to come out into the casino, where you can do some winning, hopefully. That's the goal. Nice big casino bar here. Of course, the casino is not officially open until the ship sets sail and leaves the port here in Florida. So if you're really itching to get onto these slot machines, you're just going to have to scratch that itch some other way. Yeah, look at these crumbled dollar bills. That's what I'd be doing if I played here. I'd just be crumbling up my money and throwing it away. Yep, no, I am I am not good.
Like free theaters for two, as well as some free excursions. You gotta be in it to win it, so do come along for that.
We have the champagne and wine bar.
Simply visit MSC Cruises on that page.
This is the Fifth Avenue restaurant, one of the dining halls that you could be assigned. Before walking through this, whoa, it's pretty cool. I think we'll be coming back here a few times. The young one, she'll love running through that. Good photo opportunity. Just like this, look at that. At the Manhattan restaurant down here, another dining hall that you could be assigned. On the screens, it actually shows you what the daily program is. And this is the Cabaret Rouge. Area for you to come later in the day, unwind with a drink and a cocktail, some good music, some good company. We're all a good spot to hang out. And that completes the tour of Deck 7. I'll see you down on Deck 6. Joining you now on Deck 6 at the Tribeca restaurant. This is the main part of this back half of the ship. It's actually where we will be dining on our cruise. Very nice. Definitely one of the larger dining areas on board this ship. Allotted for the elevators. What they don't know yet is they could be waiting for over 10 minutes to get on one. Down here, another spot to hang out, the Shine Bar, right next to that Atrium area. Another spot to talk excursions. This is actually where you do board the ship. So this is where the party is at. Look at these Swarovski staircases. Aren't they just beautiful? Definitely the wow factor of this cruise ship. Let's follow these cool cats over down this way. Check out some more shopping. Duty-free store that'll open up closer to the embarkation time. This is always a star on board the MSC ships. Again, it does cost extra. It's not included if you have a drink package or any other package, but Venti chocolate. Just look at that. From previous sailing, I can speak highly of their hot chocolates. Over here, people are getting together to get some dining arrangements figured out. Don't want to miss out on eating at the Butcher's Block. We're on the final floor of the ship, floor number 5. Future cruise area over here. It is now a little bit later in the day. It's about 7 p.m. So just before one of the first theater shows gets underway. Over here you can see it's getting a little bit fuller in the atrium area. Up there, there's a lot of live music that takes place over the 3 floors. We have the customer service desk over there. And then some more information on future cruises. If you're just loving your time so much and you already want to book a new cruise, you can do that just there. As we go down the hall, a couple of photo shoot opportunities. And then down here is where you can get your internet packages, wristbands activated if you want to have those during the sailing. I'm actually going without an internet package for this trip, trying to unwind a little bit, so let's see how that goes. As we continue to go further, we have details on the MSC Foundation. This is the photo area, so if you want to buy some photos, you can do just that. Some more information on the MSC Foundation. And that's a look at the MSC Seashore deck by deck. There is a fourth deck, but that has just a medical center on it. Right now we're on deck 10, where we're going to go in our room for a quick second and see what that looks like before saying sayonara. This is our room. We're just getting unpacked and settled in for our 3-day cruise. If you want to see the ultimate video review of the MSC Seashore, make sure that you like and subscribe because that video will be launching on the channel shortly.